What's up, our beloved people? Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. This is episode 2. Tune until the end. Let me know from your comments about this video. My name goes by Gushy Boy. Yeah, you know, there's other my beloved people. People are calling me Gushy Boli. I don't know which tribe he was, but my name goes by Gushy Boy. Yeah, simple, you know. Welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time and hours you'll be watching this amazing vlog from. Welcome, you know. In the previous video I was showing you let me say so far, I was showing you the activity or the project that I'm doing at Nyabohanse, whereby I've stopped because of also had a plan to paint, but due to lack of financial, I've stand where it is. So far, welcome. This video comes live from Kibranga village, but especially from my farms. So I want to have a visit to my farms because I had let me say a visitor so far. She wants to show her about, you know, activities, or let me say the invest that I have in my farm. So tune until the end. Let me know from your comments about this video. Other sides, as I arrived, this is the first person to find or to get is my friend. He has been one on hand to, let me say, with me to assist me in the farms. Also I gonna interact. Also, this is the visitor. Good morning.
Morning to
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Everything fine?
Yeah, everything is fine.
Yeah, welcome to Kibranga village.
Thank you
So
so
this
much.
is the village that I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So I responded to a request that you're gonna visit me to my farm. So feel free, feel welcome so far.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, I know this it's not the first time that you are getting to this village, but let me say maybe first time to these farms.
It's my first time to come in this village.
Oh, maybe to other sides. So feel free, welcome. Maybe people want to know more about you.
Thank you so much. Hello, my good people. Welcome back to Gushy Boy YouTube channel. My good name is Robbie Esther 254. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe, comment there, and share. Watch until the end of it. Today I'm so happy because I have visited my friend here, Gushy Boy. He wants to take me to their farms. I'm so happy.
So feel free, feel welcome. Thank you. Let me greet your people so far before we move. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to this amazing YouTube channel. Esther Robbie
Esther 254.
Robbie Esther 254. Exactly, my name goes by Gushy Boy. Early in the morning, this video comes live and clear from Kibranga village, but especially from our let me say from my lands, my farm's lands. So welcome. If you're new, go and check her there. The Robbie Esther 255. Subscribe, support your guy at least to 1,000 subscriber. You know, at least she gonna monetize. Watch her amazing video. So tune until the end. Let's know from your comments about these videos. Other sides also, I'm seeing my friends here. He has been let me say a mentor also. He has been assisting me a lot in farms. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very fine.
Everything fine?
Everything good.
Everything good.
Yeah.
You know, he has been assisting me in a lot in farms. So that's why I recognize him so much. How is everything?
Good. Fantastic.
How is life?
Life. It is moving slowly.
It's moving.
Good.
But good.
Yeah.
That is the way he's joyful. That's exactly. You know, I myself, why I'm glad, I'm happy in the village. It's because of the condition of weather. Right now it's raining. You know, we were shocked and demoralized as farmers about what is happening. You know, to the previous month that we have ended from the start of it, we had experienced a lot of drought. But so far, God's times also is the best, and God has the plans of everything. Exactly. At least right now, the farmers gonna harvest. You know, we are saying it's better later than never. Exactly. So welcome. Maybe you're gonna walk with us to the farms.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Other sides also, I'm seeing my friend here. Say hi to the people. Hi. That it is. So, joko inyo hayo. Eh. Hayo toray ko hat. Hoko. So that it is. So our beloved people, so Esther, yes. Welcome once again. So to my farms, this is the first farm. As you can see, let's start from this position, you know. So here to this farm, already they have flowered, as you can see.
Yes.
Yeah, they have flowered. Look, so they are flowered. They have carried the corns, you know. And you know, maybe in agriculture, also in corns, it's just a process, and it's not hard. It's only on how once you know the process of it, everything gonna move smooth. And also what you have to factor, also investing in maybe some days you're gonna, you know, have a plan to invest in farming, also in planting corns. First things you have to consider, yeah, you must have a plan over it. Yeah. Second, you have also to factor the capital, depending the size and the you know, the size of the land, or the quality, the quantity of the, let me say, of the corns that you want to plant. As you can see also, I myself, it's 1 acre from that position, from this tree. Come near here, I'm gonna show you. It's 1 acre from here. We'll walk to an end. So these ones, although they were totally affected by the rainstorms, whereby after rainstorms, we entered to, let me say, we entered to the drought. You know, in the previous month that ended yesterday. Yeah, from the start there were a lot of sun, yeah, as you can see. So, but we thank God, due to the early, you know, I top-dressed fertilizer, you know. So once you top-dressed early fertilizer, you know that top-dressed fertilizer have a lot of calcium that holds also, it holds, yeah, it holds the water in the stems, whereby once, yeah, the corns are in dry season, they can survive. That's why you see they're in a healthy. So
they are very healthy.
Yeah, so this is the way you can see, they have already carried, you know, once it flowered, you know, once it flowers, it carries the corn, you know. Yeah. And there's the other end of the farm where they have flowered, but they haven't carried the corns because it's I planted it late. So this is what I've been doing. Maybe you have been watching my videos over what I've been showing the world, and he wishes that one day you'll visit me. Welcome. Yeah. Feel free. So this is what I've been doing. At least you are live.
I've seen you are doing a good job.
Yeah, that it is. So
I wish even me, I could be having like you as here.
Don't worry. Yes. It's slow by slow. Don't worry about it. It's slow by slow.
Yes.
Things it's being done by slow. I've told you, once you have a target, once you have a plan, everything comes to reality, as you can see. Although this is the highway to that land, let me say, to that homestead, it's reflecting from far. You know, the guy who built there bought that place, so they decided to leave for him the highway, you know. Yeah. But it separates from this farm. So to the second farm, this is my second farm. Although when you differentiate between this farm and the other farm, this one, maybe you're gonna ask yourself why it's not they're
not healthy.
Yeah, exactly. It's due to the fertility of land. So this, at least this upper side, the land is at least fertile compared to this one.
So
you know,
it's different than this one.
Yeah, fertility of land, the fertility, but it's the same land. You know, in any land that once you have any land, it's not that all the places are fertile. There's some of places that are weak and others are, you know,
They are
strong.
different in soil.
Exactly. So that's why in agriculture it's recommended first one you have to do the soil sampling.
Yeah.
You have to do the soil sampling, you know. Sometimes
Then we plant
yeah,
what we want to plant.
you do if it's treatment that it is. So this is the second farm you're seeing. I'll give you the clue over on how you're gonna move it. So as you come, so have you seen after 1 month from now, let me say by the end of this month, this will be ready for roasting.
Yeah.
Will be ready. But after 2 months from now, they'll be ready to harvest. Exactly. They will dry up. Yeah. To this stage. Now starting from this place, these ones also, they have started to carry. When you see these ones, come here. When you see this one, it's have started to flower. And when it will erect all the anthers out, or when it will release all the pollen grains out, that's the time it will carry the baby like this one.
Bacons.
Yeah, so when it will release these all pollen grains, you know, these are the pollen grains. When they fall down all, they automatically they generate the baby. That's the small corn, you know. So this one, that's why you haven't seen any corn, but from far inazima
Memory storage.
suppose isunani udelete zingine. Sorry, her phone has, and the space has been, you know, filled up. Maybe you're gonna delete some of the videos that you have already uploaded or other things. That's it is. Yeah.
Analyze storage.
That it is. You just take your time. It's recording.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's recording.
So what I was trying to say is about the difference between this farm and the upper farm. This one has already carried the corns, but this one, they are flowering.
They are flowering.
Yeah, so I was trying to tell you that once it removes all the anthers out, it will produce the pollen grains, and once the pollen grains have fallen all, they will generate the corns. That's yeah.
Corn.
Also they have stage to do it. That's why they factor also the season, the weather condition, you know. To this time of flowering, they need a lot of rain. And the good thing right now, it's raining at least medium, so that it is. So this one, some have carried, you know, for those maize stems that are in healthy soils, they have carried already, you know.
But
So
this is good.
yeah,
They
this
will germinate well.
yeah, exactly. So let me say they will produce yeah, they will produce well. So they've gone, you know. I don't think
they will carry to 2 corns.
yeah, so I don't think that we will go until to that place, because right now there's a lot of wet inside, you know. And I'm not in gumboots so far, sorry for it. So to this until to this position, as you can see, until to this position, they haven't carried the corns, you know, until to this position, you see. So this is my first invest. Although this although these places, these lands, I rented it. Yeah, I rented it. There's other my farms. I don't think if you will get near to, but from our other sides, that's where I'm coming from my village. Although those corns already, they have carried. I think 1 month after, by the end of this month, they'll be ready for roasting, for boiling. Yeah. But they won't be ready for
even me. I can get one for
yeah, welcome. So that it is.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your visit. Maybe you're gonna have a question over it before we end the video.
Okay.
that it is.
I want to know the process which you started, then you planted these corns.
Oh,
The process of it.
so far, let me say this. Let me start by saying that I've told you for you to invest not only in corns, but also in any other crop. That first, anything that we want to invest in agriculture, first you have to compensate, or you have to factor the let me say the you have to have the plan over it.
Okay.
Yeah, the plan and the target that in your mind. And the second thing, and also before you plan over it, first you have to be a risk taker. You know, in agriculture, here we are risking, and you are doing, let me say, so far things by faith. Because why am I saying that you have to be risk taker? Because there's sometimes there's a big challenges that farmers gonna face, more so to the weather condition. Taking an example to the last month that we had experienced a lot of drought, whereby
There was a lot of drought.
Whereby a lot of
last month or last year?
It's last month. I think today we have started a new month.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. That was April, starting from the start until to the end. There was total drought, and most of the corns, all the other crops had already being affected. Yeah. But it was not too much.
For those who
were earlier planters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I myself to the earliest farms that I have planted most at home, they were totally affected, but not too much.
But they will grow.
Yeah, they catch up.
Because we have seen there is a lot of rain.
Yeah.
If you can see the weather condition, yeah, there is a lot of rain.
That it is. So first, I've told you have to be a risk taker. Second, first, once you're planning to plant or to invest in corns, first you have to let me say, also you have to compensate, or to factor the fertility of land. Also maize needs a fertile land. Yeah. And if you get unfertile land, all the land that has low fertility, it will push you to find out a lot of fertilizer to apply. So let me take an example. You have found a land like this one. First stage, you have to prepare that land very well. And there's two ways of preparing it. You can use let me say, you can plow it by machines, if you have a large scale, or you can use chemicals. But let me say, in agriculture more so, it's not recommended in chemicals, because some chemicals are gonna kill the microorganisms that are in the soil, whereby those microorganisms are very important. Yeah, because they decompose that soil. They do decomposition in the soil. So after you have prepared that land preparation, you have to recultivate again. You have to turn that soil the second time. So after it, with your preparation of the inputs, that's the seeds, that's the seeds. You have to, there's two ways of planting. First way, you have to, if you can use this way, you can do the rows, the lines, by using the rope. Yeah. So after taking an example, this is the way. So we are using the way of the rope. So after for each hole, you have to plant one seed. For each hole, you have to plant one seed. So after one hole, you have to leave 15 centimeter. So taking an example, this is one stem. You have to leave 15 centimeter to the next stem. 15 centimeter. Why?
So they can get space to germinate well.
Yeah. So not only to germinate well, also the time they will reach, let me say, when the leaves are broad, at least they gonna expand well, whereby they gonna generate a lot of light for photosynthesis to take place, whereby it's very important to the plants. Second, after one row to the next row, you have to leave 75 centimeter. And let me say this before I forget it, to fact about the places, to fact about the let me say the distance between. Also, you have to factor. It will depend also with what I'm trying to say. It will depend with the gene of the seeds. There's these seeds that we call early maturity seeds and the late maturity seeds. So to the early maturity seeds, you have to leave 15 centimeter from one hole to another. But when you see to the late maturity, you have to leave 17 centimeter.
How do you know that that seed is late maturity?
It's written. So to the early maturity, they are short. We are calling short season plant seeds, whereby they take only 6 months to be harvested. But to the late maturity, they takes almost 7.5 months already to be harvested. You know. Yeah. That's why you know, they take a lot of time, so you have to give it space, a lot of space. And so to the late maturity, you have to leave one hole to another, you have to leave 17 centimeter. But when you come to the late maturity seeds, you have to leave to the early maturity, you have to leave 15 centimeter. Okay, let's go to the distance between one row to another. To the early maturity seeds, you have to leave 75 centimeter. Yeah, I think we are together. 75 centimeter. But to the late maturity seeds, you have to leave 85. So you have 85. To add, yeah, you have to add that 85 centimeter, you know. And also per hole, I've told you, you have to plant one seeds. So let's go to the second stage. You have to leave that seeds to germinate. So after 2 weeks, I think they will be ready to germinate, and they have removed 2 leaves. Yeah. So you give it after 2 weeks. You have to apply first fertilizer. That's planting fertilizer. You have to apply planting fertilizer. Yeah. Then the second stage, you have to do weeding. The weeding, there's 2 ways of doing weeding. You can use the herbicides, or that's the chemical method, or you can use the normal weeding by, you know, physically, you know. Yeah. And it's recommended you use normal, because I've told you some of the chemicals, not all, some of the chemicals, most of the herbicides they have, that are harmful to the microorganisms that are in the soil. And also the importance of weeding normal by the plow is that you collect you collect the soil together near to the stem. At least it's gonna hold the plant. You know, sometimes when the condition or the weather condition changes, or wind. Yeah. So it makes that stem very strong. Again, about also, let me say, the advantage of using a herbicides chemical is that it takes a short time, you know, more so to large farm scales, you know. But you have to be very keen, because some are harmful to our health. So those are some also the disadvantage. Exactly, protective crops. Exactly. So that's after planting fertilizer, you go to the stage of weeding. So after that stage of weeding, you give it at least 1.5 weeks or 2 weeks. That's 14 days. Then you move. I think those that given crop will reach to a knee leaf, near to the knee, the distance, yeah, to the knees. So you apply what we call top-dressed fertilizer that has a lot of calcium. So you know, in maize corns, they need a lot of calcium, because calcium is important also while carrying the corns, you know. Yeah. So you must have to apply top dress. To that stage, you apply, that's 2 weeks after weeding, you have to apply top dressed fertilizer. So that it is. So you apply for top dressed fertilizer. After it, you give it time until, you know, it reaches to the stage of flowering. And if you are able that you're gonna go again to apply you are gone, there's another fertilizer, we call it booster fertilizer. That's we are calling urea to other term. It's a booster. That fertilizer you're applying the time of flowering, you know, because it takes 3 days to react in the given the crop, you know. But when you see top dressed fertilizer, it will take almost 7 days. But booster fertilizer, it will take 3 days. If you have money, you're gonna go for, if you want more products or they produce more. That's the stage. So you give it and you pray that God also to open the ways it rains. Yeah, so it rains until let me say so far, after it has carried, so after you have applied that top dress fertilizer or booster fertilizer, so you will leave it for give 1 month. Those corns will be ready to be the stage of, or you can roast it.
Even you can harvest. Others are harvesting right now.
If you don't want to wait.
Who planted first.
Yeah. So that's the stage. After two months after you have top dressed your corns, it's ready now to harvest. Totally, it's drying. But after 1 month, it's ready only to roast and to boil. So if you want until to the stage of let me say of drying, you're gonna leave after 2 months. So that's the process it is.
Yeah, I'm satisfied now.
Yeah. So let me say it needs a bit technique. It's bit technique, but that's the way to go.
But you must have a technique.
Yeah, and that's it is. So
yeah, I've seen you are doing a good job. You are not, you know, it's not easier. Someone to plant the seeds. The seeds from down here to up there. Yeah.
So that's the process, and nothing is impossible. You're gonna try. Not that are men's only farmers. Also, there are ladies.
You can't try to plant without money. You must have a lot of
yeah.
money.
So that's I told you have to have a target, a plan. You know, that everything gonna move. That's the way to go.
Yeah, I've seen you are doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it is.
I'm so happy to see you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah, so that it is. Maybe you're gonna have another question over it.
No, I don't have another question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
thank you so much. I've seen you're doing a good job, great job. Yeah, you know someone who planted this maize. Yeah, from down here up there. Hey, it's not easier.
by that let me say so far it's not easy.
Yeah.
And let me say also it's not too difficult because once I've told you have a plan over, and you have let me tell you but it's not easy. You have to work hard.
Yeah, you must work hard.
Yeah, and you have to concentrate your mind over it. Exactly, because there's a lot of challenges. They need a lot of technique also. You have to take care of it, you know. Starting from the process here, I rented this ground with money. You know, I bought the seeds. I paid the labor. You know, I paid people planting. You know, a lot of money. Yeah. This let me say this is another bank, indirect bank. Exactly, because
you are keeping money.
Yeah, but I hope one day, let me say upcoming 2 months at least, I gonna see on what I've I've got from the invest. That it is.
But you must succeed.
Yeah, so right now also, my beloved people, I'm planning, I'm targeting next season also. I gonna invest more. You know, I myself, I want to increase. If today, let me say this season I've planted 2 farms, I want next season I add
5.
I add 2.
Yeah,
next season good. 2. You know, it motivates me. Even also.
You can plant from up there to down.
Yeah,
there.
so it will depend also with the capital that you have. So I'm planning, you know, the capital I'm removing from the out product. So what we will get, I will divide it to the other land, and the other money I'm gonna invest to other business. And that's the way to go. Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah, so what I gonna tell you, keep it pushing, keep it, you know, going, and everything gonna move well. And that's the way to go.
Yeah,
Mm.
I have learned something
Mm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That it is.
yeah.
Otherwise, mm-hmm.
Even me, I need to get something like yours here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't mind, everything will be possible.
Yeah, everything is possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But you must put God first.
exactly, yeah, that anything, not only in farming, anything that once you are doing, you have to put God first, because we are doing by His grace, not to our strength, not to our education levels, not to our power, but God's grace. Exactly. So that's why you are being told, sometimes you find you get time, you have a conversation with your God, you returns the honor, you glorify Him, because He's doing amazing and the wonders unto our lives. And that is,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
great.
So that is, maybe one day also we'll visit to other sides as times goes, because also far, the means also that we use is by footing. Yeah, so that it is. So thank you, our beloved people. Thank you for tuning to this moment. Let me know from your comments about this video. I myself, I decided to, to have a visitor whom she recommended that she wants to know more about in agriculture. She has a wishes that one day she will, at least invest also in agriculture. So she decided to approach me, and I decided to give him a clue, at least over agriculture, and that it is. So thank you for tuning to this moment. Let me know from your comments about this video. If you're new, go and check me there, Gushi Boy. Subscribe, share, comment, show love, and everything gonna move smooth. Thank you so much, and that's the way to go. I think I'm gonna end this video here by saying bye, greetings. Let's meet to the next video.